In this video, I'm going to be breaking down why you should be incorporating high-speed intervals into your triathlon run training, and I'll also be sharing with you two of my favourite run interval workouts. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josh, a medical student currently studying a sports and exercise medicine degree while trying to train full-time for triathlon. On this channel, we talk triathlon training, medical student life, and time management for those of us who are really busy but still want to perform at our best in our current sport. In this video, I'm going to be telling you what speed interval sessions are when it comes to running, and I'll also be giving you two of my favourite speed interval sessions which helped me to break my 10k PB over the last 6 weeks and will hopefully help me break my 5k PB in the next coming weeks. Running speed sessions are just a kind of group name for any runs where we are doing intervals that push us to our maximum speed for that distance. Put simply, it's sprinting for a set distance, and you should be really dead by the end of it, absolutely out of breath, your hands on your knees trying to catch your breath. And by the last interval, I'm not going to tell you that you should be throwing up, but it should be a real pain, so you understand that you put an absolutely massive amount of anaerobic effort into them. And they can range from anything as short as 100 meters up to anything around 1,000 meters. But I wouldn't go much more than 1,000 meters, otherwise you tend to start to lose the speed element of these runs. When doing these sessions, aim to have 1-to-1 recovery. So if you're running for 1 minute, make sure you recover for 1 minute as well. And this means that all the intervals you do will be at a really high level of performance, and there won't be any that you're really not pushing yourself hard enough. And all of these could be done on a track, or just as easily in an area that you know is a certain distance, or with a GPS watch, just somewhere where you don't have to stop running and you can continually do however long your interval is going to be. And I think these are really time efficient runs, as they don't take very long, but you're doing a decent distance, pushing yourself really hard. And you only need to be doing about one of these a week, because any more than that is going to take too much out of your system and really negatively affect the rest of your weekly training. These runs really help us in two main ways. They help to improve our running efficiency, as when we tend to run faster, we naturally have a slightly more efficient running style. And so the more kind of reps or intervals we're doing at a higher pace, therefore a slightly better running style, the more natural a better running style is going to be, and our natural running will become significantly more efficient. And they also help to improve our anaerobic power. So this is when our body doesn't have enough oxygen to supply all of our muscles, and so we get lactate build up. Therefore, we're working above our lactate threshold for the whole thing. And so that can both increase our lactate threshold and increase our ability to sustain power while above the lactate threshold. So it's just so many ways that this can benefit us when it comes to triathlon, even though we're unlikely to be really accessing this top end speed in anything like an Olympic triathlon, which is what I train for. So workout 1 is a really painful one. We're looking at 10 times 400 meter repeats, and for this one we're aiming for less than our 3k pace. If you don't know what your 3k pace is, that's okay. Just take a little bit of time off your 5k pace and go from there, and just kind of experiment and see what feels hard enough but that you can sustain for all 10 intervals. Be careful with this one. Don't absolutely gun the first couple of laps, because you will really regret that by the end, and you'll be feeling the pain, and you probably won't be able to complete the last couple. And it's really important to try and do all of them in this set. And like I said, 1-to-1 recovery. So however long you take, you recover for that long before you go again. And also really recommend a warm up and a cool down of 5 to 10 minutes before and after, just so that you know that you're ready for the session and that you're less likely to have an injury, because you've kind of allowed your body to relax after running really fast. This is easily the fastest running work that I do. I never tend to run anything under 400 meters, and so it's really where I give it my all, give it a bit of welly, and get almost all of my speed performance from. So by incorporating this session once a week or once every other week, you really are going to be accessing the top end of what a triathlete's speed is going to look like. And it's a really hard session, so don't feel bad if you're struggling with this one, as this is often one of the sessions that I dread the most throughout every week. The second workout for this video is similar to the first, but we're doing longer intervals this time. So we're doing 5 by 1000 meters. This is a really good 5k and 10k training pace, and this is one I think has allowed me to sustain a faster speed for longer. For these kind of sessions, I like to aim just below my current 5k PB pace, pushing myself, but not necessarily taking out as much as it would have been when I was running the 400s on a different week. In these ones, it really is just about going out as hard as you can, and then by the last 500, by the last 400, just hanging on, pushing through the pain in your legs and just getting it done and seeing how fast you can make these. And for this one, I might even recommend more than 1-to-1 recovery. I might recommend 1 to 1.5, maybe even 1 to 2, just to really ensure that the intervals you're doing here are really good quality, because you're only doing 5 intervals. So if one of them's crap, that means you've lost 20% of the good quality speed work that you were doing. So don't start one of these if you're not ready. Really take your time and ensure that every single one of these 5 intervals is the best to your ability. And like I said, this session really is going to reward your 5k PB pace. I've seen mine reduce almost to my PB, and I'm sure in the next couple of weeks, by doing this kind of session, I'm almost definitely going to break it throughout this current second lockdown in the UK. And this session is incredibly rewarding. It's so time efficient because you're only adding a small warm up and a small cool down and a 5k set. So, you know, you can get this 6 to 7k run done with some excellent quality speed work in a really short amount of time. Easy to fit in first thing in the morning, on your way home from work, in a lunch break. This is a session that I might do every week if I wasn't doing another speed session, really trying to push my 5k PB. Having done this session on the track, I can say it's absolutely brutal. Trying to run 2.5 laps of a 400 meter track really fast is one of the most painful things that I've ever done, simply because you're not running anywhere else. It's just the same scenery that you have to run by. So if you've got a local park where you could roughly understand what a 1 kilometer repeat would be like, I really would recommend this. Just ensure it's somewhere where you're not going to have to stop, as the most important thing when it comes to these 1k repeats is a consistent speed throughout, and really pushing yourself without any kind of breaks apart from in between the intervals. To wrap up this video, let's just go over the key points that I've outlined. Aim to do one of these sessions every week, and you'll get faster and more comfortable at hard intensities and at real struggling points towards the end of your races or simply your normal runs. Make sure that you're warming up and cooling down. Warm up to make sure that you are ready for the session, and cool down to allow your legs some time to relax so that you're less likely to get injured. My 2 favourite workouts are the 400 meters 10 times or a 1000 meters 5 times, and you should be absolutely killing yourself by the last rep of both of these workouts. And if you make sure that you're doing that level of intensity, you're going to be able to watch your PBs fall, and you'll feel faster, more confident and stronger when it comes to any races or other goals that you're thinking about taking on. If you found this video helpful or interesting in any way, please consider subscribing, as I've got loads of other run training content. And on screen now you're going to see a link to my playlist which has all of the running videos that I've made.